up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people of the streets, where they go to meet the Mets. Oh, they're hollering and cheering and they're jumping in their seats, where they go to meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, cause we got ourselves a ball with the Mets of New York town. Give them a yell, give them a hand, and let them know you're rooting and you stand. Come on and meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. The east side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town. Of New York town.
Hey, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice. Welcome to your home for, let's see, let's take a quick peek around here and see what we got. Your home for tutorials, strategy, player profiles, history, reviews, news, tips, tops, baseball cards, rants, and I feel a rant coming on pretty soon. Philip Reynolds in the house. How are you? Unboxings and so much more. And welcome to our presentation of our 1969 Mets replay. And man, is it getting exciting. The Mets are a game and a half behind the Montreal Expos. Now, the Montreal Expos finished last in the National League East in 1969. But in our replay, they've had a heck of a season so far. We're at the halfway point. And the Montreal Expos are in first place, believe it or not. Yes. Montreal Expos in first place in 1969 in our replay, and they're playing the Mets, and the Montreal Expos are up a game and a half. So with a win here, the Mets will cut the lead to half a game. They're on the verge of taking over first place. This, I believe, is a Saturday game, so we'll still have a Sunday game left, or this may be actually the first game of a doubleheader. Sunday, July 13th. Day game on grass. Okay. So this is Jerry Robinson is going to be facing Jerry Koosman, the battle of the Jerrys. Jerry Koosman was 17-9 with a 2.28 ERA in 69, while Jerry Robertson was 5-16 with a 3.96 ERA. And right after this game, I believe there's a second game. Yes, and I am correct. There's a second game right after this game, and it's going to be Howie Reed versus Nolan Ryan. So this is a doubleheader. I don't know that we're streaming both games. We're just going to be streaming this game, and we're going to get right about to get started. And leading off for the Montreal Expos is going to be Adolfo Phillips. Then it's Rusty Staub. Then it's Bob Bailey. Coco LeBoy batting fourth, playing third base. Batting fifth is the left fielder Herrera. Gary Sutherland batting sixth and playing second base. Batting seventh is the catcher John Bateman. Batting eighth and playing shortstop is Bobby Wine. And then it's Jerry Robertson in the ninth spot for the Montreal Expos. The Expos are 49-37. The Mets are 47-36. And we're right about to get the game underway. It's going to be Jerry Kuzman finishing up his warm-up tosses. And it's J.C. Martin behind the plate. It's Bobby File at third base. Weiss is at short. Garrett is at second. Kranepool is at first. That's the infield. The outfield is Jones in left, Agee in center, and Shamsky in right. So here goes. We're going to play the fast action cards. It's the stealth style of Payoff Pitch Baseball. Now, Payoff Pitch Baseball just came out with their 2019 season. And I have some of the PDF cards here that I cut out pretty decently. Not too great, but not too bad either. Jason Vargas was with the Mets for a while. Seth Lugo, Steven Matz, Zach Wheeler. The Mets had a decent starting staff in 2019. Their weaknesses was pretty much Justin Wilson in the bullpen was pretty good, actually. Marcus Stroman came over August 3rd to September 27th, so he played 2 months with the Mets. Marcus Stroman. Noah Syndergaard. He had a nice season with the Mets. Now, what I'm noticing here on these cards is that the one word is huge, right? Defense, 2. You roll a 2, it's defense. That's huge. But then the stats, which is a lot more information, is tiny, tiny at the bottom. You can barely see it. So there's some issues with kind of what would be a good word to explain that? Just the relationship between the size of the fonts for one word is huge, right? Which is easy to read. You're reading one word. But when you read tiny numbers, then it becomes really, really small. And I guess you need a special powerful set of glasses or some magnifying glass, and then I'd get a cap and a cloak like Sherlock Holmes, and this would be it would be Sherlock cards and dice, Sherlock Holmes cards and dice rather than CP cards and dice. So that's what's going on there. Now there's one other issue that I'm going to talk about in a second, which kind of riled me up a little bit. Not angry. I just definitely, I think it's worth a mention. And let's look right here. It talks about, they added a little section that gives you the dates that the player was on the team. So 80% of the players have the whole season because they were with the team pretty much for the whole season, right? Like Nemo, right? He's with the team for the whole season, but he was out on the injured list for almost 3 months. It doesn't say it here. So they added this little section right there. March 28th to September 29th, Nemo's on the team, but he's not playing for half or a third of that time. So what good is it that you're giving me this information and I'm playing him, and he shouldn't even be playing because he was on the injured list? If you're going to give me this information, then give me the other information, and where does it end? So I'm going to fix it, right? I'm going to fix it. I take Nemo's card. I get some white out, and I go right here. I don't need to know that he was with the team the whole year. And there it is. I fixed it. So now I have a cleaner card, and I don't have extraneous information that I don't need, information that I know and that's obvious. And that's how you fix it. So that's why PDFs are great. So you can fix whatever you want. You can write on whatever you want. If you ever want a new set, just print them out in the story. All right, so let's get started here. Adolfo Phillips against Jerry Kuzman. Here's the pitch. That's a 6. That's a tough pitch. And a tough 78 is a fly ball. Oh, wait a second. Oh, wow, look at that. A tough 70 goes up to 74, so you always got to take a look. And 78 is a fly ball center field. And that's an F8. I'm using, that's 1 out, fly out center field. Now I'm using Replay Baseball's computer game to keep track of my data, so I can have a pennant race, and I can have all the stats for all the players. It really actually adds a lot of life and character. Hey, Philip, all right. Fury, to fight second was, I did 2 fights offline tonight. There you go. All right. You're doing your fights. I love that. All right, so it's Rusty Staub batting second. He's a left-handed batter on the season. Rusty Staub, what's he doing? Batting 296 with 17 home runs. Rusty Staub, holy smokes! He hit 29 home runs, so he's kind of at halfway point. So he's a little bit ahead of his pace. There you go. That's a six again. Another tough pitch by Jerry Kuzman. And what can Staub do about it? And nothing. Strikes out. So Rusty Staub swings through the Kuzman fastball for out number 2. Next is going to be Bob Bailey. Bob Beetle Bailey. Here's the pitch from Kuzman. It's a 5. That's in play, 61. And that's a fly ball right field towards the line. As Shamsky gets there, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Jerry Kuzman. Now it's Jerry Robertson. Let's see if the Mets can get their bats going early here. It's very painful. Patient 19. That's a base on balls. So Tommy Agee reaches first. Going to try to get that lead. 9 is not going to do it. Bobby File, here's the pitch. That's a 2, a tough pitch. 87. And that's a ground ball shortstop. And a 7 or less. And no, it's going to be a fielder's choice. Tommy Agee goes in hard and breaks up the throw to first. So it's going to be a 6-4. And that's going to be 1 out. Let's see, 1 second here. We're going to get some a little bit of noise in the background. Not too loud. All right, Wayne Garrett. Wayne Garrett with 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom half of the first inning. Now this game, if the Mets can win this game, it's going to put them in half game out of first place. So let's check out Wayne Garrett. He's a left-handed batter, and Wayne Garrett on the season's batting .212. Didn't hit much more than that in the actual 69 season. So that's a tough pitch, a tough 53, and that's going to be line base hit to right. And let's see, hustling over to third base, and no, they're going to stop File at second base. So first and second now. And Cleon Jones, the batter. Now, Cleon Jones is the offensive powerhouse for the Mets. He batted .340 and was in the batting title race all the way till the end. Cleon Jones with runners on first and second, only 1 out. Bobby Fowler's at second. Wayne Garrett at first. The pitch from Robertson. And that's a defense. And a range first base. And a 39. Who's the first baseman? Bailey. Bailey is a range C, and that goes 1 to 42. We roll a 39, and that's going to be a base hit. Base hit down the first base line and see what happens. That's going to become a double into the corner, and hustling around second is Garrett. On the way to third and into second base is Cleon Jones. We're going to see if they're going to they're going to wave Garrett home, and there's going to be a relay, a play at the plate, and he is safe. 2-run double by Cleon Jones puts the Mets up 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. So Cleon Jones comes up clutch with 2 men on, and the Mets are up 2-0. Art Shamsky. That's a 7. That's a tough 0-7. Strike 3. Shamsky downswing. Eddie Kranepool from the Bronx. 10. That's a tough 81. That's a ground ball second base. Jones is going to go, and that's going to be out number 3. Coco LeBoy up now. That's an 11. Ballpark 45, and that's going to be in play 27. And that's line base hit to left. Playing it on a hop is Jones. Gets it into Weiss. And on at first is Coco LeBoy. Jose Herrera. It's an 11 ballpark. 72 is in play. In play 36. And that's going to be popped up. Right side. Second baseman Garrett settles under it. Makes the catch. 1 away. Gary Sutherland. That's a patient 89. And that's a ground ball hit hard right at the shortstop. This may be two. And the throw is second, back to first, not in time. Gary Sutherland hustling down the line, beats it. It's going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice, 2 outs, and Sutherland is on at first. John Bateman batting from the right side. Bateman's batting .267 with 4 home runs. Here's a pitch from Koosman, a 6. That's a tough pitch. And an 81 is going to be a ground ball shortstop, and Weiss flips to Garrett, and that retires the side. 6-4. J.C. Martin leading it off in the bottom of the second. Patient 63, and that's a ground ball shortstop. Line to Bailey, 1 away. Al Weiss is next. Again, a patient. And that's again, chop slow to the shortstop. Shortstop charges it, throws on the run, and gets Weiss. Jerry Koosman now is a pitcher hitting card 1. That's a 4 ballpark, 42. That's in play 0-7. That's line base hit for Jerry Koosman. 2-out single for the Coos. And coming up is Tommy Agee, who's got great power. Tommy Agee has 12 home runs. Here's a pitch to Agee. That's an 8 in play, 18, and that's line base hit. Koosman hustling over to third. First and third, 2 outs. Bottom of the second. Bobby File. That's 5. That's patient, a patient 40. And that's a ground ball to the first baseman, Bailey. He's going to take it himself, and that retires the side. Koosman versus Bobby Wine, top of the third. 2-0 Mets. 3, defense. Defense, range, left field. 97. And hustling towards the line is Jones and makes the catch. Cleon Jones got a good read on that ball. That's a patient 70. And that's a fly ball center field. Tommy Agee. 2 up, 2 down. Adolfo Phillips. That's a 12. And that's wheelhouse, 32. And that's going to be line base hit for Adolfo Phillips. 2-out single. Down at first. And next is Rusty Staub with 1 on and 2 out in the top of the third. Pitch to Staub. 9 is a tough out. Great pitch by Jerry Koosman. And he strikes out Staub. High fastball. He blows one by Rusty Staub, and that retires the side. All right, bottom of the third, Wayne Garrett leading it off for the Mets. He's a left-handed batter. Garrett in our season is batting .216. That's a 9 in play and a 17, and that's a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So Garrett is on with a single. We'll try to get a stolen base here. We're looking for 3 or less. We don't get it. Cleon Jones, try to hit and run with Cleon Jones. That's a 10. 10 is tough. Tough 27. And that swings through it. Strike 3. And the throw down is out. He's out at second base. Strike him out, throw him out. That's going to be a 2-4 caught stealing. And a strikeout on Jones. And with 2 out, nobody on, it's Art Shamsky. There's a pitch to Shamsky, 3, defense. Defense error right field, 0-3, and that's going to be dropped. Hit off the right fielder, Staub, got under it, kind of took his eye off the ball for a second, hit off the side of his glove, and drops in there for a 1-base error, gets it in quickly, and that holds Shamsky to a 1-base error, so it's going to be an E9. All right, so Art Shamsky makes it to first with on the error by Rusty Staub with 2 outs. It's Eddie Kranepool. That's an in-play 87, and that's a grounder to second. Sutherland whips it to Bailey, and that retires the side. So it's the top of the fourth. It's time to shuffle them up. All right, we're shuffling them up here in the top of the fourth inning. Little organ music in the background. Shea Stadium, 1969. Beautiful downtown Flushing, Queens. Take the 7 train, drops you off right at the stadium. It's still early enough to get here. Hustle up, have a couple of beers and a couple of Franks. All right. And it's Jerry Koosman versus Bob Bailey. That's a 6. That's a tough pitch, a tough 72. And that's a chopper to the second baseman. And he better hurry. He's going to barehand it. Garrett throws the crane pool in time. Great play by Wayne Garrett at second base to get Bob Bailey. Coco LeBoy, who singled earlier in the game. Tough pitch, 0-9, strike 3. Koosman with the curveball gets Coco LeBoy. 2 out. And it's Jose Herrera, 9. That's a tough out. 56. And that is 56 is a fly ball, right field. Shamsky under it, makes the catch, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Koosman. We go to the bottom of the fourth, J.C. Martin. J.C. Martin's batting .228. 9, that's in play. 0-3, that's line. Base hit. That's pulled down the line into the right field corner. And that's going to go for a double. J.C. Martin with a leadoff double. Al Weiss is next. In play again, 52. And that's a ground ball, third base. And LeBoy looks at Martin, fires the first. And let's see if Martin takes off. We're looking at a 6. Not going to happen. So we got to go back, and Martin doubled. I don't know why they do that. Martin doubled, and then it was Weiss who grounded out. We're going to have to do that a certain way. Ground out to 5, 3. And Martin holds the second base. Jerry Koosman now with 1 out. That's a 4. That's a ballpark. 23. Koosman bats lefty. So that's going to be wheelhouse. Koosman's wheelhouse 0-5. Holy smokes. He's a 1. That's going to be line. Base hit. Will Martin score on that? And Martin scores. Waving him home. The throw home, not in time. RBI single, Jerry Koosman. So Koosman helping his own cause with an RBI single here in the bottom of the fourth. It's 3-0 Mets. Tommy Agee. That's a 7, a tough pitch. Tough pitch is strike 3. Agee swings through it. Strikes out. Bobby File now. 8, that's in play, 35. And that's pop-up right side. Second baseman Sutherland. And that retires the side. Sutherland due up. And here's the pitch to Sutherland. 7 from Koosman, a 34. And that's a pop-up to shortstop. Left side of the infield. Right there is Weiss. Puts it away. John Bateman next. 7, that's in play. 81. And that's a grounder to shortstop. Weiss lets it fly and throws out Bateman. 2 out. Bobby Wine. 7, that's in play. 88. And chopped to the shortstop. And Weiss charged it, throws on the run, and gets his man. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Koosman once again. Koosman's having quite a day, pitching a 2-hitter here through 5. He gets a nice round of applause. Wayne Garrett. Here's a pitch to Wayne Garrett from Jerry Robertson. That's an 8. That's in play, 82. And play 82. And that's a ground ball to second base. Sutherland throws him out. Cleon Jones, tough. Tough 59. Fly ball to, 59 is a ground ball, second base. Sutherland. 2 down. And Art Shamsky. Tough 74. And that's a fly ball center field. Backing up a little bit is Phillips. Settles under it, makes the catch, and that retires the side. Go to top of the sixth. Jerry Kuzman versus the pitcher 9. Tough out, 72, strike 3. So Jerry Robertson strikes out. Adolfo Phillips. That's an patient 89. And that's a grounded to short. 2 down. Rusty Staub, 12, wheelhouse. Staub 1-36, and it's gone. And that's lined. Base hit for Rusty Staub in the gap. Shamsky cuts it off. Keeps Staub at first. So it's a 2-out single for Legrand Orange. Bob Bailey, 11. Ballpark. He's a righty, 63. That's in play. In play, 96. And that's a fly ball. Shallow left field. Jones in. Weiss back. Jones calls it off and makes the catch, and that retires the side. Go to the bottom of the sixth. It's Eddie Kranepool leading it off. That's a 10. Tough 27. And that's line. Base hit. Eddie Kranepool with a single. J.C. Martin batted .234. Kranepool's on at first. It's 11. Tough pitch. 0-9. Strike 3. J.C. Martin goes down swinging. Al Weiss, 10. Another tough pitch, 49. And that's back-to-back Ks for Jerry Robertson. And here's the pitcher, Kuzman, 10. Tough, 16. Strike 3. So Jerry Robertson strikes out the side. Top of the seventh, 3-0 Mets. Mets with a victory here. If they can hold on with a victory here, they'll get within half a game of the first place Montreal Expos in our 1969 replay. All right, here's the pitch. Oh, top of the seventh. It is time to shake them up, shuffle them out. And we just lost our crowd noise. What happened there? Let's. Now batting, Coco LeBoy. Shuffling. This is the top of the seventh inning. This is when we shuffled for the last time. Now you can get a few packs of the fast action cards and just have them on the side and not have to go through this in the middle of the game. All right. There we go. Let's mix this up a little bit. Let's see what happens. All right, Coco LeBoy, here's the pitch from Kuzman. That's a 4. That's a tough pitch. A tough 63 versus a lefty, and that's a ground ball, second base. Garrett better hurry and throws him out. 1 up, 1 down. Jose Herrera. That's an 8, a patient 0-1 is ball 4. So Herrera on with a walk, 1-out walk, and it's Sutherland. Tough 79. And a tough 79, that's going to be a little nubber to the shortstop. Weiss, better hurry, fires the first. Hold on a second. And I'm sorry, I went to second base on this. It's going to be a fielder's choice. 6-4. So Sutherland grounds into a, let's see. It was a walk, and then all right. Sutherland grounds out into a fielder's choice. So Sutherland's on at first. There's 2 outs, and it's Bateman. Johnny Bateman. It's a 6, a tough 33. And that's strike 3, and that retires the side. Bateman down swinging. Tommy Agee, bottom of the 7th. Pitch from Robertson. That's a 5, a patient 40, and that's going to be line base hit to left. Agee's on with a single. Agee's going to try to get a lead. And he may have done it. And I think he has. And there goes Agee. And he is out at second base. We're going to double check Bateman's arm. Oh, wait a second. 1, 2, 3. He may be safe. Let me quickly check the charts on this. Right in front of my face. So he's a C4, and a C4, I believe, is C4 is very good. He's going to be safe. Hamiyeji steals second base. So nobody on, nobody out, and Agee on is second base. Bobby foul. Here's the pitch. That's a 7. A tough 94. That's going to be a fly ball left field. Right there is Herrera. Next is Wayne Garrett. Pitch from Robertson. That's a 9. In play, 56. And that's going to be a fly ball again to left. Left center field. Phillips and Herrera. And Herrera makes the catch. Age is still at second base here. 2 outs now. So it's up to Jones. And they're going to walk Jones intentionally. And they're going to pitch to Shamsky. Here's the pitch to Shamsky. That's a 6, a patient 61. And that is, Shamsky gets plunked. Shamsky gets plunked here. This is going to load the bases. Loading the bases, and Robertson is going to get a visit from the manager. And that's Gene Mauch coming out to talk to Robertson. Got Eddie Kranepool coming up. And here's the pitch to Eddie Kranepool with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. The Mets are up 3-0. Here's the pitch. That's an 8 in play. And an in play 53 is a fly ball left field in the gap. Herrera on the run and makes a nice running catch in left field. And that retires the side. So Jerry Robertson gets out of tons of trouble. And here we are in the top of the 8th inning. Kuzman, 4. Tough pitch. Tough 41. And that's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So Bobby Wine is on with a single. We're going to see a pinch hitter for the Expos. It's going to be, I believe, let's take a look at who they actually used. I'd like to do that. Let's see, in the second game, there's a double. This is the first game of a doubleheader. And they use Kevin Collins. Kevin Collins was a Met earlier in the season. He is now a Montreal Expos. But he's a lefty, so I don't want to bring in a lefty just yet. Floyd Wicker. Let's look see if we can find Floyd Wicker. Floyd Wicker should be here. Oh, there he is. He's also a lefty. Phillips. Ty Klein. We're going to bring in Ty Klein. He, I believe, is a switch hitter. Nope, he's a lefty as well. Mac Jones. Mac Jones. Let's look at Mac Jones. Is he another lefty? Probably. Another lefty. Holy smokes. Ron Brandt. He's a catcher. He's a backup catcher, and he's a righty, so he's going to come in to pinch hit against Jerry Kuzman. All right, let's recap what's going on here. It's 3-0 Mets, top of the 8th, nobody out. Leadoff batter now was Wine, and he got on base, so he's on at first base, and now they're going to bring in a pinch hitter. Gene Mauch is going to call for a pinch hitter, and it's going to be Ron Brandt. All right, here's the pitch to Brandt. That's an 8 patient, a patient 92, and that's a fly ball to left. High fly, Jones under it, 1 out. Adolfo Phillips, it's a 5 in play, 43, and that's a ground ball hit at the first baseman Kranepool. Let's see what happens here. He's going to go to shortstop, Weiss, and back to Kranepool. It's a 3-6-3 double play, and the Mets are out of the inning. Great play by Eddie Kranepool. Thought about it, hesitated, and then whipped the ball to Weiss, and Weiss right back to Kranepool. And that's a 3-6-3 double play. And we retire the Expos. We go to the bottom of the 8th. J.C. Martin leading it off. It's going to be a new pitcher. And that is going to be Dick Radatz. I think that's how you pronounce that name. Raditz or Radats or one of those. Maybe Raditz. But he's a rat for sure. And let's quickly check out how you say his name here. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see how this will help us out. Raditz. Okay. Thank you. Dick Raditz. All right, Dick Raditz on the mound, and Raditz was 0-4 with a 5.71 ERA. He's going to be facing J.C. Martin to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. That's a 9. That's a ballpark. A ballpark 83 is going to put us into in play 16, and that's a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Phillips gets it in quickly. So J.C. Martin on with a single. Next is going to be Weiss. Pitch to Weiss. That's a tough 24, and that's strike 3. So Weiss goes down swinging, and it's Kuzman. Pitch to Kuzman. That's a patient 14. Patient 14, and he's a 1, and that's ball 4. So Kuzman walks. So first and second now with 1 out, and it's Tommy Agee, the always dangerous Tommy Agee. That's in play 70, and that's going to be a ground ball to the second baseman. This could be a double play, but no, it's going to be Sutherland to Wine, throw to first, not in time. It's going to be a 4-6 fielder's choice. Runners on first and third now with 2 outs, and it's Bobby File. Dick Raditz against Bobby File. Here's the pitch. That's a 6, patient 24, and that's ball 4. Bases are loaded. Oh, wait, that was Wayne Garrett I was looking at. What happened to File? Patient 24, and that's not going to be, wait a second. No, that's a whole different story. We roll a 6 was patient, and we roll a 24. That's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So that may score a run, so let's back up there for a second. All right, let's back up, and let's do that. Okay, first and third, and a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. That's going to score with 2 outs. Agee's going to hustle over to third. So that's going to be 4-0 Mets. RBI single for Bobby File, and it's Wayne Garrett. Here's the pitch to Garrett. That's an 11 defense. A defense tells me it's a range second base, and that's a 64 Sutherland at second base. Is a range C, so 64 I believe is going to be above that. It is. So let's see what kind of an out that is. It's going to be an out to second base. It's popped up on the right side, and that's going to retire the side. P4. But the Mets pick up 1. And after 8 innings complete, the Mets are up 4-0. Rusty Staub is leading it off here against Jerry Kuzman in the top of the 9th inning. Here's the pitch from Kuz. That's a tough pitch, a tough 86, and that's a grounder to second. Up with it is Garrett, and throws out Staub. 9, a tough out, tough 0-7, strike 3, and Bob Bailey down swinging. Kuzman rings him up, and the Montreal Expos are going to be down to their last out, and the Mets climb within half a game of first place. Jerry Kuzman still not over. He's got to get Coco LeBoy here. That's a 10. That's a tough pitch, a tough 58, and that's a fly ball right field. Shamsky towards the line, hooking away from him, and makes the catch, and that's the ball game. Art Shamsky with a nice play. Kuzman wins it for the Mets, and the Mets are within. Let's take a look here. That's half a game. Oh, but 2 in the loss column. No, but that's, oh my goodness, wait a second. I'm going to have to check the schedule, guys, because the Mets may have overtaken the Montreal Expos with this victory. Kuzman goes to 8-5. Robertson falls to 8-5. We're going to take a look quickly at the box score, and then we're going to look at the standings. The Mets, Agee had 2 hits, Garrett had 2 hits, and Martin had 2 hits, and Kuzman had 2 hits. Holy smokes. Kuzman goes 9 innings, pitches a 4-hit shutout, 1 base on ball, 6 strikeouts, faced 31 batters, lowers his ERA to 2.33. Let's look and see. Let's check the standings now. Let's have one other game. This is the first part of so let's check the standings. So the Mets are in first place, half a game ahead of the Montreal Expos. So I misunderstood I hadn't looked at the actual standings, and I was trying to figure them out myself, and I kind of misread them and misinterpreted them. So the Mets have overtaken the Montreal Expos, and for the first time in 80 some odd games, the Mets are sitting in first place. They're half a game ahead of the Expos, 3.5 games ahead of the Pirates, 5 games ahead of the St. Louis Cardinals, 6.5 games ahead of the Chicago Cubs, and 9.5 games ahead of the Philadelphia Phillies. Holy smokes. Very, very exciting. All right, in the second game, it's going to be Reed versus Ryan. And we're going to start getting that game going. So thanks for watching the Mets get a hold of first place here. That's right. Yeah, I need the Sherlock Holmes magnifying glass, and I need the cap, and I need the cloak. So this is CP Cards and Dice saying thanks for hanging with us, and remember that this is your home for tutorials and strategy and player profiles, history reviews, news, tips, tops, baseball cards, rants, and so much more. Showed you some of the PDF for the new Payoff pitch. These are the ones you print out. These are much larger than the ones you get from, you can compare that. It's like almost quarter the size larger. So that's easy, much easier to read, to be honest with you, except the outs are at the bottom. The outs are at the bottom, so that's something you got to get used to. But yeah, they bring you additional dates here that are totally unnecessary. I don't know why they cluttered it up with dates that are totally unnecessary. I'm never going to ever look at those dates because it doesn't tell me really. It tells me, hey, the guy's with the team, but it doesn't tell me if he's on the roster. Robinson Cano went on the disabled list 2 times for extended periods. I think 3 weeks each time. It doesn't tell me that. So I may be playing him, but he didn't really play. So I'm going to have to look at Baseball Reference anyway. So since I'm looking at it, why are you writing stuff on the card? That's totally unnecessary. It doesn't help me. It tells me that Robinson Cano was the whole season with the Mets. Well, thank you very much. Most of the players are the whole season with the Mets, pretty much. I mean, again, another player the whole season with the Mets. So it doesn't make sense. Anyway, I took my white out and I fixed the situation. That was very easy. So this is CP Cards and Dice saying, Arrivederci. Thanks a lot for watching. And let's go Mets.